Thanks, you guys. I have to say I was really proud of the behavior yesterday during the poetry slam, and I wish I had prepared something amazing like they prepared for you for that, because that was some talent. And I know that they probably didn't see themselves as being that kind of a presenter when they were your age, so I hope that you see yourself in that role as a writer. Like, they turned it into rap and music and all kinds of really cool talent. How many of you are planning on going to the Poetry Slam Friday night? Where is it again? Carbondale at the 3rd Street Center at what time? 6:30. Good job. Okay, back to listening, please. Awesome, thank you. So we are here to celebrate and to reflect on the last 9 weeks of your hard work. For some of you, that was really constant. The entire time you worked hard, you felt successful, and it was just 9 straight weeks of one kind of thing. For some of you, it's much more up and down. You know, 2 weeks of really hard effort, and then you get tired and discouraged and overwhelmed, and you kind of give up for a little while, and then you come back pushing hard again and trying really hard. For some of you, the work was almost too easy, and I'm sorry if that was the case, because we want to make sure you're all learning and growing, and if it was too easy, then we're not doing our job. If it was too hard, I'm sorry about that too, because we really want to make sure that we're hitting you at the right level of challenge, where you can feel successful and that you're willing to put in that hard work and effort that it takes in order to improve yourself. So if you're here today and you're reflecting and you didn't make it to your goal, then I want you to know that we believe in you anyway. And there are some of you who aren't going to be coming up here receiving a certificate, whose teachers are talking to me on a weekly basis about how proud they are of your efforts. So keep working, because the harder you work, if you're hitting the right strategies and you're not giving up and you're asking for the right kind of help, you will meet those goals. I have a video for you from Carol Dweck. Do you know who that is? Okay. Carol Dweck is the author of the book, The Growth Mindset. Growth Mindset has been a part of Basalt Middle School for many years now, and it's the belief that you can change your brain, that you can learn and actually build neurons in your brain based on trying and experiencing new things. So she's talking about the power of yet, and that's a word that you'll hear a lot. When you say I can't, somebody's going to follow it up with yes. Yet. So let's hear what she has to say.
The power of yet. I heard about a high school in Chicago where students had to pass a certain number of courses to graduate, and if they didn't pass a course, they got the grade, not yet. And I thought that was fantastic, because if you get a failing grade, you think, I'm nothing, I'm nowhere. But if you get the grade not yet, you understand that you're on a learning curve. It gives you a path into the future. Not yet also gave me insight into a critical event early in my career, a real turning point. I wanted to see how children coped with challenge and difficulty. So I gave 10-year-olds problems that were slightly too hard for them. Some of them reacted in a shockingly positive way. They said things like, I love a challenge, or, you know, I was hoping this would be informative. They understood that their abilities could be developed. They had what I call a growth mindset. But other students felt it was tragic, catastrophic. from their more fixed mindset perspective, their intelligence had been up for judgment, and they failed. Instead of luxuriating in the power of yet, they were gripped in the tyranny of now. So what do they do next? I'll tell you what they do next. In one study, they told us they would probably cheat the next time instead of studying more if they failed a test. In another study, after a failure, they looked for someone who did worse than they did so they could feel really good about themselves. And in study after study, they have run from difficulty. Scientists measured the electrical activity from the brain as students confronted an error. On the left, you see the fixed mindset students. There's hardly any activity. They run from the error. They don't engage with it. But on the right, you have the students with the growth mindset, the idea that abilities can be developed. They engage deeply. Their brain is on fire with yet. They engage deeply. They process the error. They learn from it, and they correct it. How are we raising our children? Are we raising them for now instead of yet? Are we raising kids who are obsessed with getting A's? Are we raising kids who don't know how to dream big dreams? Their biggest goal is getting the next A, or the next test score? And are they carrying this need for constant validation with them into their future lives? Maybe because employers are coming to me and saying, we have already raised a generation of young workers who can't get through the day without an award. So, what can we do? How can we build that bridge to yet? Here are some things we can do. First of all, we can praise wisely. Not praising intelligence or talent. That has failed. Don't do that anymore. But praising the process that kids engage in. Their effort, their strategies, their focus, their perseverance, their improvement. This process praise creates kids who are hardy and resilient. There are other ways to reward yet. We recently teamed up with game scientists from the University of Washington to create a new online math game that rewarded yet. In this game, students were rewarded for effort, strategy, and progress. The usual math game rewards you for getting answers right now. But this game rewarded process. And we got more effort, more strategies, more engagement over longer periods of time, and more perseverance when they hit really, really hard problems. Just the words yet or not yet, we're finding, give kids greater confidence. Give them a path into the future that creates greater persistence. And we can actually change students' mindsets. In one study, we taught them that every time they push out of their comfort zone to learn something new and difficult, the neurons in their brain can form new, stronger connections, and over time, they can get smarter. Look what happened. In this study, students who were not taught this growth mindset continued to show declining grades over this difficult school transition. But those who were taught this lesson showed a sharp rebound in their grades. We have shown this now, this kind of improvement, with thousands and thousands of kids, especially struggling students. So let's talk about equality. In our country, there are groups of students who chronically underperform. For example, children in inner cities or children on Native American reservations. And they've done so poorly for so long that many people think it's inevitable. But when educators create growth mindset classrooms steeped in yet, equality happens. And here are just a few examples. In 1 year, a kindergarten class in Harlem, New York, scored in the 95th percentile on the National Achievement Test. Many of those kids could not hold a pencil when they arrived at school. In 1 year, fourth grade students in the South Bronx, way behind, became the #1 fourth grade class in the state of New York on the state math test. In a year to a year and a half, Native American students in a school on a reservation went from the bottom of their district to the top. And that district included affluent sections of Seattle. So the Native kids outdid the Microsoft kids. This happened because the meaning of effort and difficulty were transformed. Before, effort and difficulty made them feel dumb, made them feel like giving up. But now, effort and difficulty, that's when their neurons are making new connections, stronger connections. That's when they're getting smarter. I received a letter recently from a 13-year-old boy. He said, "Dear Professor Dweck, I appreciate that your writing is based on solid scientific research, and that's why I decided to put it into practice. I put more effort into my schoolwork, into my relationship with my family, and into my relationship with kids at school, and I experienced great improvement in all of those areas. I now realize I've wasted most of my life." Let's not waste any more lives, because once we know that abilities are capable of such growth, it becomes a basic human right for children, all children, to live in places that create that growth, to live in places filled with yet. Thank you.
Okay, so I realized that that wasn't necessarily for an audience of students, but I really wanted you to see and hear the science behind it. What did you notice about the brains of the kids who believed that, who believed that a challenge was something that they enjoyed and could dig into and learn from? What did you see in that brain? There was more activity. It was red because there was so much more brain activity happening in the brains of those kids who believed, bring it on, I can do this. Then in those kids who said, I didn't get it right, I must be dumb. So what I want to celebrate here with you today is those of you who have said to yourself, gosh, this is hard. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to do what I need. Instead of saying, this is hard, I give up. I must be dumb. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and then we're going to hand out some certificates. And I want you to say out, fixed or growth. Fixed means the person who doesn't believe in yet, the person who is stuck and who thinks they must not be smart or they must be smart because something was easy or hard. Growth means if something was hard, I haven't found the right strategy yet. Or if something was easy, I wasn't challenged and I can work really hard to push myself next time. Are you ready? What are you going to say? Fixed or growth? Okay. Let me give you an easier one first. I think I gave you all hard ones. Okay. That test was easy. Okay. My teacher gave me a 1. Yeah, it's fixed because you're not attributing it to anything you did. I earned a 4 because I had my friends quiz me until I knew it all. Okay. That's growth. I got the best grade in the class on the test. Fixed because it's all about how you are compared to everybody else, not about your own growth. I know why I got that one wrong on my homework, and I'm learning how to fix it. You got it. This is one I used to say. I'm not a risk taker. I like to sit back and rest while others do the hard work. Yes. I never said I was going to sit back, but what I said was, I don't think I'm going to learn how to ski. I'm just going to drink hot chocolate at the base of the mountain. Fixed. My husband said, you live here, you're going to learn how to ski. Do you think I enjoyed that? No, I was so resistant. I didn't think he was being very nice because of it. But on that snow day, when I was waiting for the wall line to drop so we could all go in and hit that mountain, I was so thankful that he made me that uncomfortable that I learned. So we have to know that your teachers are going to make you uncomfortable sometimes. And they do that with all the love that they have in their heart because they want to see you fulfill your full potential. So congratulations for those of you who met your goals. And for those of you that haven't, I have one word for you. Yet. All right, one more thing. This honor is based on academics and habits of a scholar. In fact, when you look at those two things, the one that becomes more important to get this honor is your habits of a scholar. Because even if you have 2s on your academics, you can still be honored if you don't have more than 1 2 on your habits of a scholar. And we put that emphasis on the habits because that shows a growth mindset. The grade is a little bit more fixed. It's one point in time that tries to accumulate everything you did for those 9 weeks. But those habits are things we know you're developing and will continue to develop. And I'm continuing to develop self-control, executive skills, work on it every single day. So I want you to know that those things are important to us and we're honoring them because they are what is going to get you the success in the other areas. Okay? Congratulations, Longhorn Pride. Congratulations to Those are our Longhorn Pride 8th graders. One last round of applause, 7th or 8th grade honor roll for Longhorn Pride. Okay, show me you're ready for the next group. Thank you. Honor roll, 8th grade. James Blazer, McKinley Braun, Tucker Bruce, Sasha Brucker, Tessa Conradi, Caitlin Kuhn, Nat Crawford, Anna Cunningham, Catherine Devilla, Emma Day, Eliana Duran, Itzel Esparza, Carla Garcia, Lily Gillis, Taylor Glenn, Alexa Glenn, Tristan Johnston, Karina Keller, Christopher Koch, Sarah Lambert, Isabel Martinez Salcedo, Alex Mitchell, Fisher Mitchell, Georgia Mitchell, Niels Moreland, Charles Mowbray, Conrad Noel, Jervis Ramos Garcia, Stephanie Revilla, Tyler Ribbich, Ann Schrock, Daniel Sherry, Lila Soho, Noemi Torres, Ellie Touchette, Zoe Bozick, Ben Williams, Cole Williams, Aiden Zients. Stand here. Awesome. So if you are feeling good about the effort you put into the last 9 weeks, and you've started off this quarter on the right, with the right foot forward, and you're really thinking to yourself, maybe I haven't understood how to solve that math problem yet, but I know I'm going to get it. And you're thinking to yourself, I totally get this social studies, and I'm going to do the advanced project with the best effort I can because I want to remember this forever. Then you're on track. And if you're one of those kids who you've just been struggling, you're having a hard time getting your homework done, and you are writing down the answers really quick in the morning and really needing to put in a little bit more effort, I hope you feel inspired to do that. You see what it's going to do to your brain, all right?